So welcome to this week's vlog. Tonight we're up in Yorkshire at Winskill Stones photographing this beautiful lone tree against this limestone pavement. So I've actually photographed this tree twice before. The first time was when I just really started getting into photography, and the second time was the first time that we was allowed out after lockdown. So tonight the sky is forecast, we're forecast to have a good sunset. So we've come out tonight, and rather than head to the coast, we thought we'd come out to the country and try another little shot here. So I'm in a bit of a ditch at the minute with my tripod set up. The reason I've got it like this is that sort of this limestone leads you up to the tree, and I wanted to get quite low down to really draw your eye, lead your eye up to the tree. It's probably very similar to the tree that we photographed a few weeks ago over in Malham. If anybody's not seen that video, I'll put a little link to it. But there's lots of little trees dotted around Yorkshire, very similar to this, and each of them are slightly different in their own way. So I like this one because you've got the rolling hills in the background, and it's really nice and open, so you can isolate the tree and have quite a clean shot whilst having some interesting foreground with the limestone. So yeah, it's a nice evening. Last night we took a trip up to the coast. We went up to Flamborough Head, and even though there wasn't a cloud to be seen, the forecast was high tide. So we thought it would make some interesting seascapes against the cliff edges and the drinking dinosaur. Just keeping an eye on that sky. Just I've got my back to it, and I don't want to miss anything if that sky lights. But yeah, when we got there, rather than take our head to the, I suppose, the classic shot of the drinking dinosaur, the sun was just going down behind the cliff face, and it was really orangey and beautiful. So we set up a shot there, took a couple, and then made our way across to the drinking dinosaur. I put the long lens on and focused in sort of on the sea arch as the waves were smashing in against it. And I suppose the point that I'm trying to make is, as photographers, we always want the sky to be as we want it, you know, lovely, wispy, beautiful sky that will catch that light as the sun sets or rises. But usually a sort of cloudless sky doesn't make for good image, but it doesn't mean that you can't still go out and have a go. So yeah, that's what we did last night, and at some point in the video I'll show you a couple of the images that we took. But yeah, I'll stop waffling on and focus on what I'm doing for a little while, and bring you back when that sky hopefully kicks off. So that's the shot that I've gone for, with the tree on the right hand third. I've left some space again on the left of the image because that's where the sun's going to set and hopefully pick up some nice colour. The bottom of the frame is sort of full with the limestone pavement, and it's just sort of nicely leading you in up to the tree. So we're about half an hour away from sunset, and the sun's gone down behind a massive bank of cloud, but we've still got some really nice light cloud above it. I think the thing with photography is it's all about patience and waiting, waiting for the right conditions, waiting for the right light, waiting for the right tide. And it can take people years to get an image, and that's quite fascinating really, because when I was getting into photography, you know, I'd look through magazines, photography magazines, and think, wow, how on earth have they got that shot? They must have been so lucky. But that person probably waited and waited and waited and might have waited months, if not years, to get that shot. You know, and we're sat here waiting for an hour for the sun to set. But it's, you know, I had a comment from somebody today that said that they can see the joy that photography brings to us, and seeing the images and the videos that we produce brings joy to them. And I was so touched. We were both sort of saying how lovely it is for somebody to watch what you do and take some enjoyment from it. And we would come out and still do what we do and sit on a limestone pavement in the wind, waiting for a bit of colour, regardless, you know. And it's lovely to share that. It's lovely to share what we do and where we come. So just wanted really to say thanks very much to everybody that has subscribed recently, everybody that takes the time to watch, and everybody that takes the time to just leave a comment. They're lovely to read and very much appreciated. And we post our video on a Sunday morning, and then me and Max sit and sort of read through the comments, and it's just really nice. So thanks very much. Yeah, I'm not going to take any more images at the moment. What I have done is I've focused on the tree. I've put my f-stop up to f16 just to try and get a bit of sharpness through from the tree through into this limestone pavement. As usual, ISO 100, and that's giving me 1.6 of a second on the shutter. I have also done a little bit earlier on of focus stacking, because I think because I'm so close to this limestone pavement, what's in the foreground, the focus will drop off a little bit. So we'll see when I review them. Sometimes I find that it's actually all right, and it's sharp enough all the way through, but just to make sure, I've sort of edged my bets a little bit. But yeah, lovely evening, really pleasant so far. One of the problems that we've had recently is our vlogging camera, the Canon M50. We've been losing a lot of footage on it, so it's gone back basically, and at the moment we're sort of debating between what camera to get. So currently we're using the phones with a little wireless microphone system that we've had issues with as well. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But apologies if there's been any wind noise in a couple of our recent vlogs. You know, you always want to try and get the best quality footage out, and if you can't hear what you're saying, it's not the best. So yeah, it's last night, as I say, when we went up to Flamborough, we sort of arrived maybe with 50 minutes before sunset, and we were faffing around sort of trying to get the microphone system to work, and just thought, you know, we're going to miss the drive up there for the sunset. We're going to miss it because we're faffing around. So what we'll do is we'll show you a little bit of footage that we took just on the phones, and a couple of the images from last night. We'll include that into this video. But I just sort of feel that the videos have been a little bit mismatched, but that's the reason why. So if anybody knows a fantastic vlogging camera, leave us a little comment and let us know, because it's really difficult, I think, to invest in a piece of kit that when you get it, it doesn't do what you want it to do, and it's soul destroying to sort of create something to then find when you come to download the footage that the footage isn't there. So yeah, just thought we'd take the opportunity just to ask if anybody, like I say, uses something that works for them and hasn't let them down. It'd be great to know. So I've changed my composition. I've come a bit further back, just to try and include a bit more sky, to be honest. A plane's just gone over and the trail from the plane has caught some nice colour. Bonus. So yeah, I've moved back a little bit, and again still incorporated the limestone pavement in the foreground. Again, the tree's still on the right hand side, but I've just got a little bit more sky. It's going a little bit dark now, and as I said, there's a massive bank of cloud on the horizon, so whether it does anything or not, not sure. It is 10 to 9 now, so it is sunset time, but we're going to stick it out, just in the hope that that light cloud does lift. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just been lovely to get out. What I have done a little bit more tonight, or what I've been a bit more conscious of, is checking the edges of my frame. Reviewing the images from Scotland, there was little bits of rocks creeping in, or little bits of seaweed and things sort of just on the edges of the frame. So yeah, I just sort of look through the viewfinder as opposed to looking at the back of my screen. I think it's easier when you look through the viewfinder just to check around and just make sure there's nothing creeping in that you don't want. But yeah, it's been, I know I've probably said it already a few times, but it has been nice just to come out. And tomorrow we've got thunder showers and heavy rain forecast. So probably the last opportunity we've got before we're back in work just to get out, really. But yeah, I think tomorrow, depending on how bad the weather is, we might go out. Might brave the rain a little bit. But yeah, just so peaceful, really lovely. So it's 9:15, the sun's well and truly set now, and there's just literally a very faint hue, very orangey peachy hue. So it's not done what we expected, but it doesn't matter. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video still, and I'll show you the images in a second. I was going to do a couple of long exposures, but looking at the cloud, it didn't appear to be moving that fast anyway. Sort of after reviewing a time lapse, it is going across at a reasonable speed, but I probably would have had to do a 6 minute exposure to pick any of that movement up. But I just think the long exposures do give a different dynamic to your image. Again, sort of last night, I was experimenting with the shutter speed and taking a couple of images to catch that detail and the movement in the water, and then put a 6-stop filter in to smooth the water out. So it is about experimenting and just trying different things when you're out, and as you look back on your images, you can sort of see what you prefer, what you like, what you feel works better for you. Everyone has their own style when taking images, and that's a style that you develop on your journey, I suppose. So yeah, it's been a lovely evening. Like I say, I'll pop a couple of little bits up from last night and the images from tonight and from last night to let you have a look at. And what I might do is just include a couple of images from the different stages of that sunset. At one point there was a gap in the clouds and the sun was just poking through, so that they might be quite nice. So yeah, we'll leave you there and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much for watching.
child, I know. You're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve all the bad and the hurt. I know you tried so hard. I know you've done your part. It's not fair. You did your time. How much longer will you suffer in this life? But don't give up. Just hold on tight. It'll be alright. All your life you've tried to be a good man inside. Did everything that you...
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Adios.